Hey everyone, Happy here. And yes, I know I said I wasn't going to do this anymore. But you know what? My husband and I need soap. And I figure I'm going to do a hot process soap. So why not film it for you guys? Kind of get you through some of the soap making withdrawals from me. Not that I'm all that special. But anyway, I'm going to also share the recipe for this soap. I have not tried this soap, but I did the recipe on Soap Calc and it looks like it will make a really nice soap. So if you get your pen and paper, if you want the recipe, you can go ahead and jot it down. I'll give it to you in a second. I'm going to be using my flour molds today to put the soap in. Like I said, it's hot process, which means I don't have to wait 4 to 6 weeks to use the soap. I'll probably be using it in a week. So I am going to fragrance it with, I think it's Mango from Brambleberry. My husband likes tropical fragrances in his soap, so I'm going to be using that. And I'll probably color half of it in the pot when it's done cooking with some of this orange that I've mixed in with just a tiny bit of jojoba oil. Let's see, what else? What else has been going on? I'm just waiting for these last little bits to melt. I hope everybody got through their holidays and New Year's safely and with no family drama. We went to my brother-in-law's like we normally do, and we had a great time. My stepson shared a video that his wife took of Emma, and I don't know if you guys have seen this. You probably have seen different clips maybe online. People that stand in a doorway with a big blanket and they're behind the blanket, and usually they're showing this to pets to try and confuse them. Anyway, they're behind the blanket and they drop the blanket, and in the meantime they had jumped off to the sides, and when the blanket drops, it looks like nobody's there, and you get this really confused look on pets' faces, etc. Well, anyway, they're filming Emma doing this trick last night. And here she's holding up the blanket. The only thing is, where she's jumping off to the side to is actually like kind of like a frosted glass panel door. So she jumps off to the side and she's gone right from the doorway, but you see her in this behind this glass door. And my daughter-in-law, she's like, "Where'd she go?" Then Emma jumps out like, "Ta-da, here I am." Well, I guess when they showed her the video back, she's like, "Oh, you could see me the whole time." And then she started laughing. Oh my goodness, it was so funny. We both, Steve said, my husband, he's like, "Yeah, you guys should send that into Funniest Home Videos." He was laughing so hard, he was almost in tears. It was just a hilarious little video here. She thought she was doing this great magic trick, and the whole time, but Tanya is saying, "Where'd she go? Like, where are you?" Just totally played it up. It was awesome. So anyway, that was our fun little video we got last night. That was so funny. Oh my gosh. Anyway, other than that, there's not a lot going on with us. We're getting ready for our vacation in March, and we can't wait to go. We're going to go to Dominican Republic for a week with the kids. There's going to be like 11 of us going, so it's going to be pretty cool. Anyway, here, I'll read you the recipe. I did this on Soap Calc, and this is done at a 5% super fat. So I have a total of 3 pounds or 48 ounces of oils. And what I used, and I'll give you the percentages as opposed to ounces and grams. I'll just give you the percentages I used. I used 5% castor oil, 30% coconut oil, 15% each of mango butter and shea butter, and 35% olive oil. So that's my recipe in this one. So you can size your batch accordingly. Like I said, it's a 5% super fat, meaning 5% of your oils and butters will not be, I guess, saponified. Making a little more luxurious bar. Hopefully it's going to be really nice. Nice bar of soap. And I'll tell you, the hardness range on this recipe that I used, they like the range to be between 29 and 54, and mine comes in at a 44. For cleansing, between 12 and 22, mine comes in at a 20. Conditioning, 44 to 69, mine is 52. Bubbly, 14 to 46, mine is 25. So not quite a really bubbly bar. Creamy, 16 to 48, mine is 28. And so anyway, it's pretty much a middle of the road kind of a bar. Not so much super bubbly, but it's gonna be a really nice cleansing bar of soap, and good conditioning too on there. The number was 52 out of 69, so not bad, not bad. This should be a good bar of soap. So where I'm gonna answer some questions that usually pop up, which like everybody usually asks the same kind of things, like where do you get your ingredients and where do you get your molds? As for my ingredients, I would say shop around. Get your good ingredient, but get it at a good price. Just do your searches. Personally, most of my mango butter and shea butter comes from Voyager Soap and Candle in Canada. I try and buy my ingredients strictly here in Canada now. The fragrance oils I have, like I said, I'm using this one's from Brambleberry. I sold most of my fragrance oils, but I kept some for us that I will use for our own personal soap making. So I am really set on fragrance oils for a while, but Brambleberry, Wholesale Supplies, Voyager Soap and Candle, all good places for fragrance oils. I know there's a bunch more out there, but just do your research. These molds, I honestly can't remember whether I got them on eBay or I bought them on Amazon, but you can find molds anywhere. eBay, usually you can find them really, really inexpensively on eBay. They may come from China, but they're super cheap. And if you don't mind waiting to get them, then that's a good resource. You'll want your tools, like your little heat guns and stuff. They sell these actually at like Home Depot, the home hardware stores. And you want your gloves and goggles. I mean, you can find good splash resistant goggles. I know Amazon, you can search on Amazon and or any soap making supply place. You'll be able to find these. But anyway, so that's my recipe. I hope you managed to jot it down. If not, rewind and jot it down from there. So what I'm going to do now, since these are pretty much melted, I'm going to go ahead and add my lye water, which is it's at like 114 degrees Fahrenheit. It doesn't matter if it's hot because you're going into the crock pot anyway. I've had it on high to melt my oils and butters, but I'm turning it down to low now. And we're going to stir in carefully our lye water and then give it a blend with the blender. That's another thing you need, is a good immersion blender. So just stir it here. Yeah, I'm going to put my spoon here off to the side. And we're just going to give it a good blend and put the lid on it and let it cook. Got my glasses on. I've got my gloves on. Kind of burped that a bit. Just want to bring it kind of to a light to medium trace. I'm already loving the color here. Looks really nice and creamy. I'm trying to keep my blender tilted a bit because if I put it straight down, it doesn't pull up like it should. So I'm kind of tilting it, but I don't want to tilt it too much because that'll bring it up out of the soap. And it'll make it splash. So if you see, we've got a good trace there. I'm going to take this off now and get the rest of this goodness back in here before we put the lid on. I just love the color. And I haven't made a soap, I don't think, with mango butter in it yet. So I'm anxious to see how that's going to come out. I'm just trying to set this in my bowl here. There, stay. All right, so you can see, look at how creamy, lovely, yummy that is. Set this off with my spoon here. And we'll put the lid on. Like I said, it's on low. You never want to walk too far away from these as it's cooking because sometimes it can rise up on you. So I'm not going to go too far away. And I'm going to keep peeking back in on this, say, every 10 to 15 minutes. Might get a bit of stir from time to time. But isn't that pretty already? So we'll be back to check on this and give you little updates on what it looks like. And so anyway, we will be back. Okay, so I took the lid off and I just want to show you, what we've got going on. You can see it's cooking up over the edges. And this part right here is really hard. So what I'm going to do is kind of chop it up a bit and give it a little stir. Because I want this all to get gelled. So I'm just going to stir everything up and we'll put the lid back on. You can see the sides are gelling already. But we're going to just, like I said, chop it up, put the lid back on, and we'll let it cook some more. It's been about, come on, give me the time here. It's been about 20 minutes so far that this has been cooking. Anyway, we'll come back in about another 20 minutes and give it a peek. See how we're doing. I'm just trying to get all this back down in here. But it's looking good so far. Looking good. It's a different texture than regular soap making, that's for sure. This is going to be more rustic. That's the term we like to use with hot process. It's more rustic of a bar, meaning it's not as smooth and polished, it's more rustic. This is real soap. This is cooking soap. This is wonderful stuff. So anyway, we'll give it about 20 minutes more and we'll come back and see what it looks like then. Okay, so we're going to check this. Actually, it's been about 15 more minutes since we stirred it the last time. Ooh, yes. Look at that. We've got a good gel going on throughout the whole thing. I don't really see any hard bits anymore. It's all cooked down. Looks great. Nice. You'll see it's like a Vaseline-y looking texture. Look at that. So what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to let it sit in here. I'm going to turn my crock pot off. And we'll just let it sit for a bit. It's still going to cook some more. And then we'll come back. I'm going to add some color. I'll let it sit here for about 10 minutes. We'll add actually, we won't add my colorant. First, we're going to add the fragrance oil. Then we're going to add the colorant to half of it, and then we'll spoon it into our molds. So, like I said, we're just going to let it sit for about 10 minutes. Everything's off. In fact, I'll unplug my crock pot even. And just let it sit and rest for a little bit. And actually, might even crack that lid just a hair. And so we'll be back to do the fun stuff, color it, and get it into the molds. Okay, so I've let this sit for a little bit, not too long. You see it's still jelly belly. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move my lid out of the way. And we're going to stir in our fragrance oil, which I've been smelling this whole time, and it's the most wonderful fragrance, this mango. My husband would just love it. So I want to make sure it's mixed in really well. And then I'm going to pour my colorant onto half the side of this mixture. Just because when I mold it, I'm going to take a little bit of the natural color and a little bit of the orange color and put it into the mold. So it just kind of gives it kind of a mottled kind of effect. So it's just not a plain bar. You can certainly leave it a plain bar, but I thought since we're doing mango, I thought, oh, we'll add a little bit of color. What the heck? All right, so I'm thinking we're pretty good here. So we'll kind of even this out, and I'm going to make a kind of a little well here. I'll pour my colorant there and just kind of mix it into this side. Sorry if you're jiggling. It's not going to be a vibrant, like POW kind of colored soap, but it will have some color to it. Just trying to get it mixed in really good on this side. And we will start putting it in our molds. So we'll bring this over. I don't know how many this will fill. If I'm going to fill all 12, we shall see. But we're just kind of plop it in and kind of mush it down. I'm going to come back with my hands after they're all filled and just kind of pat them down onto the top. They'll still be hot, but it won't burn me. I like these little flower molds for soap because they're the perfect size to fit in the palm of your hand. They make a great bar. No really sharp edges, like a regular bar of soap. Look at the color. I like that color. So I've been really busy also on my diet and my exercise. I'm almost to 35 pounds I've lost in September. Since September, I should say. I have drastically reduced my blood pressure, which is wonderful. I'm like a really good rate right now. And I feel so much better. I know if you listen to a lot of my older videos, you hear I'm out of breath and such. Well, we're going to go up and down stairs to make soap down here in the basement, and I would get so out of breath. It wasn't good. I was not doing well. So, much better now. I can go up and down stairs for days now. I do keep a close eye on my blood pressure, but so far everything's great. Looks like I'm going to go over this mold. I'm going to have to use my third mold. But I'm going to just kind of push these just a little bit on the top. I can feel the heat, but I'm just quickly, just kind of patting them. It's not like, if you feel it start to get too hot, just kind of wipe it off your gloves. But like I said, just gently patting them into the mold. Like so. And then I'll slide this one over. They're gonna cool really quick. That's the thing. Some people wait still a few weeks before they use these, but you do not have to. You can use these the next day. I have probably 2 or 3 bars of soap left upstairs that I'm going to use, so these will still sit for at least a week, I'm sure, before I get to them. And it just makes it a milder bar if you let it sit longer, but it's not necessary with hot process. You can use them the next day. So it looks like I'll get about 3 bars here on this last mold. Maybe 3 and a little. Here it is. I'm just gonna go here and just kind of put that in there. I just have a tiny bit left in here. And I don't want to waste it. So we will let this sit until they harden up. And then I will come back and we'll pop them out of the molds to show you what they look like. But for now, that's pretty much it. We'll just push that down in there. That was almost a full bar of that last little one. Anyway, so that's it. And we'll even, maybe I'll try and remember when we pop these out, maybe try and remember to do a lather test for you too, just to show you how well these lather up, since I gave you the recipe. But for now, this is it. And we'll come right back and pop them out of the mold. Okay, so these have set up enough that I can pop them out of the mold. I didn't let them sit overnight. I just thought I might as well just let them sit up just a little bit and pop them out. And it really turned out to be a really pretty, subtle color with the natural soap. I love these molds. They come out so easy. But you see what I mean? They're the perfect size to fit in the palm of your hand. And I'm going to do a little bit of a lather test, so I'll just pop a little piece off. Anyway, I'll just empty this one out so you can see all these bars. And we'll do a little bit of a test. Isn't that pretty? They're so pretty and very rustic. See? Just, you've got that little bit of roughness to them. But really a beautiful bar of soap. So let me put this off to the side. And I've got just a few little pieces right here. And we'll see what we get. Good lather. Good lather. Look at that. Nice bubbles. Nice and creamy. Looks really good. So there's our hot process soap. And these will go on my shelf. Like I said, I probably won't use any of these for at least a week because I still have a couple bars left upstairs. But they turned out really good. So if you'd like to, give it a try since I gave you the recipe. And anyway, enjoy. This one's mango. But you can use your favorite fragrances, blah, 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 or leave it unscented. You know, if you have a sensitivity to fragrances, you don't have to use any. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll have a pottery video coming out soon. I'm going to be getting some test glaze pieces back, so I'll have that video up soon as well. So thanks again, and we'll catch you on my next video. Bye for now.